Oh, how are you guys doing this afternoon? Awesome. I see you have your policy out and ready. Thank you. That makes things a lot easier. I see you've been with us for 10 years. That's a long time. So when was the last time somebody was out to go over your policy with you? Oh, okay. Well, what we're going to do this afternoon is going to be pretty fun. Uh, I'm your expert on your policy, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to dust your folder off and go over everything with you. Make sure that you understand it the same way you did as when you enrolled. We find lots of times that they forget how their benefits work. So I will go ahead and I'll go over that stuff with you. Sometimes find that you have money due to you. I can go ahead and I can take care of that today. And if you have any updates that need to be changed on it, change your beneficiary or anything of that nature, I can go ahead and I can take care of that for you today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go over some of your stuff with you. Do you remember the Child Safe Kit? Okay. Basically, I hate to ever think, the children being abducted or can't find them, but it happens often. The Child Safe Kit works hand in hand with the Amber Alert. And what you basically do is you go ahead and you fill it out. Self-explanatory right there. We also have a new app that just started in January. Works with the police. We work with the police union. Actually, they try to get as many as they can out to the community at no cost. So what you would do is you go ahead and you fill out your information, and set that up. You also have your, you remember your health benefits card. What that basically does is it covers your eyes, ears, and dental and prescriptions up to 60% off. And let me just show you here quick. Program, and it works really well. It'll cover expenses that your insurance won't cover. It's like $6 a year. And they also have what they call the Gold Program, which is for like chiropractic, vitamins, supplements, things of that nature. And I believe that's like $24.95 a year for that. So it's a great thing to have. It's not part of your policy, so a lot of people get that confused. So you want to go ahead and just set that aside. And then I'll also go over your family information guide with you. You remember what that is? Okay. Have you ever been on this the end of a funeral before? Okay. So basically what you do is you fill out your information right there. Have either one of you been in the service? Okay, and then you fill out your information right there. Go ahead and you put your spouse's information. We find, lots of times, unfortunately, you don't ever want to think about somebody passing away, but when they do, you're very grief-stricken. And, people don't know where to look for stuff. You don't want them rifling through the house, looking. And this here saves them the heartache of, looking for that. You'd also fill in right here where persons to be notified if anything were to, happen. And do you have a will, your last will? Well, it usually costs about $600 to $700 if you use a regular attorney. We have found that there's an app called LegalZoom. It's like under $100 to go ahead and do that. Really recommend that. With New York laws, you don't want it to go to your estate and then have your family fighting over stuff. And then, of course, this is where your bank information goes. If anything were to happen to you, the bank probably isn't going to call your family and let them know that what you have or anything. So you'd have all that information right here, and then of course all your funeral arrangements right here at the bottom. Like if you have any other kind of life insurance with anybody else. But I'll be right there in one spot. And they tell you not to put it in a safe or deposit box. Just keep it kind of somewhere handy. All right, and we'll put that right there for you. And on your freedom of choice, your funeral benefit, have you explained to your beneficiary how the certificate works? Okay, so basically, you know, they would contact the funeral director and you know, come up with an amount, you know, depending on how you want to be buried. But basically, they would put that amount right there. They'd sign as a beneficiary, and then in between is where, you know, they put the information. Two things is going to happen when you give the freedom of choice death certificate to your funeral director. They're going to do two things. First thing they're going to do is they're going to call this number right here in the bold red, and they're going to ask first, are you enrolled? And we'll be like, of course, they're enrolled. Second thing, this almost happens every time, is they're going to ask us how much money do we have to work with. Well, if we told them that you had $15,000 to work with, how much do you think your funeral would cost? Exactly. So what we do is we don't tell them how much your benefits are, and we try to avoid that, you know, taking advantage of the situation. You know, we hate it that happens, but it does. And we ask that they don't tell the funeral director how much, because what we'll do is we'll cut two checks. One directly to the funeral director for the amount that you agreed upon, or that you agreed upon, and we cut the other check to your beneficiary. All right? Does that make sense? All right, great. Now I'm going to go over your plan with you, and so we're going to start here with your living benefit, your accident and injury. You'll get paid $800 per day if you're in intensive care up to 14 days. You get $400 per day if you're confined in hospital up to a year. And what happens with that is, like, say, you know, unfortunately, if you're in the hospital more than 2 weeks, the chances of you coming out are not good. But if things were to turn and you were put, you know, back into the regular hospital, it would continue to pay the $400 per day up to 365 days. And then if you have, and this is not for sicknesses or illnesses, this is only for accidents. If you were to have any kind of accident and you went to the hospital, it has to be within 72 hours, and you get $200, you know, per visit. And now you have your accidental death, which is $40,000. Accidental death, you know, is if you fell off the roof, broke your neck, you know, things of that nature, you know, pay out the $40,000. Your automotive death is anything that you were driving and go on vacation, somebody hits you, you're in the back seat, and, you know, but anything doesn't matter whose fault it is, it'll pay out $80,000. And then you have your common carrier, which is anything that you pay fare on. Airplane, trains, bus, taxi, Uber, that'll pay out $200,000. Right? And then, of course, your child rider is $10,000. And if, you know, if the child turns 21, they can have their own policy for $50,000 without ever having to see a doctor. And then I see you both have $30,000 in your freedom of choice. I'm looking over it. You guys have a really good plan going here. The only thing that I can see is maybe you'd like to go ahead and enroll your child maybe into the Children's Head Start program. And so don't forget, you also have your you remember what the terminal illness rider was? The terminal illness rider, if your doctor says that you have a disease or something and you're gonna pass away soon, what that you can do is you can take your policy and you can get half and spend it any way you like. It doesn't have to be on doctor bills. It can be for whatever you would like. So does that make sense to you? Awesome. We'll go ahead and let's see what we can do for you.